wife, 12th of April 1996 at her house, and it explains what happened. But there were questions asking me. For example, it says number 4, I guess. Do you think in reality you have revelation from God like the prophets? This is what it is here. I couldn't believe this question was asked because we never said. I said I'm elder of God. I never said I am a prophet or I have this kind of things towards me. The other questions, it says right in the bottom, do you think yourself to be one of the imams, translation by him, minor prophets? That's what he says here. I said, Mr. Beruzim, imam does not mean minor prophet. Imam is different from minor prophet. This is a wrong translation. Who is this gentleman? And I've never used the word imam. I didn't say I'm imam. Imam is an Islamic term. I'm not that. How is he? Are you sure he's reading my letter? He didn't say nothing. He said he taped everything, by the way. And the issue, we came back, talked to me and Mustafa, we talked about it. And Mustafa decided to ask some real questions from me as an elder in this story. In a tape, unfortunately I don't have it. Whatever I tried to get, I think my last wife, Dorsala, has taken it, never given it to me. But Universal Law of Justice has a copy of that speech. In there, clearly I say, if Universal Law of Justice says, I am not an elder, I will accept it. Because to be an elder to me is a burden. I just had a dream. I was told I'm an elder. You are the Universal Law of Justice. You're real. If you say I'm not, I let go of it. I never received any letter from them to say that you are not an elder. Instead, a letter was sent to Mr. Ghadirian, and that is the letter that he sent it to me. What is the letter? Letter reads it. "17 July 1996, transmitted by email. Okay, Dr. Abdul Misaq Ghadirian, 627 Mitchell Avenue, Wilmont, Royal, Quebec, whatever, Canada. Dear Baha'i friend, this letter is sent to him about me." It's funny, I didn't get a letter to myself. "The Universal Law of Justice has received your letter dated 25th June 1996, which reported your recent telephone conversation with Mr. Abbas Ali Temori and the conclusion he has drawn from some of the writings. You mentioned that Mr. Temori did express his unequivocal allegiance to the House of Justice and his obedience to it. Kindly convey to Mr. Temori that the appreciations of the House of Justice for his attitude of submission to this institution, but also tell him that the House of Justice regard his belief about the elders as misguided and expect him to desist from discussing them with other Baha'is. Mr. Temori must further be advised that he should do everything in his power to foster unity within the community and to avoid the type of situation which in the past have created test for his contact and the new believers, thereby causing disunity. Kindly also assure Mr. Temori that prayers will be offered in the holy shrines by the House of Justice, beseeching baha'u'llah to assist him in his servitude to the blessed threshold." Good. The letter says, this is very important, people. So they do say that I was said I'm obedient to Universal Law of Justice. But the point is, matter is this. But also tell him that the House of Justice regard his beliefs about the elders as misguided. This is the point of the letter. The letter didn't say I am not an elder. He just says, my belief about the elders is misguided. I look at it like a lawyer. I told him, Mr. Ghadirian, it does not say I am not an elder. I'm expecting to say, Mr. Abbas Temuri, you are not an elder. He says, my belief about the elders is misguided. He said, well, that means the same thing, he said. I said, how so? An elder is not infallible. I could make mistake, in fact, compared to universal laws of justice, but I still remains to be an elder. And he said, no. I said, okay, where am I misguided? He said, you have mentioned there are 5 elders. Universal laws of justice says there's only 4 elders remain, not 5. I said, my goodness, why did they say that? He said, all right, I'll ask them to send a copy to you. All right, they send a copy. Let's read it. The letter date 20 March 1995. I'm just going to go to the end of the letter. The end of the letter. It says, in response to Mr. Dodd's questions, as of the present day, 4 of the 24 elders remains to be identified. 4 only. In the bottom, check please. Okay. The letter coming from the research department of the Universal Laws of Justice says that there are 4 elders. I told him, Mr. Ghadirian, I'm so sorry, there are 5 elders. He said, now you're disputing the House of Justice? I said, I don't know. I am not a man of dispute. You're telling me there are 4 elders remain. I'm telling you there are 5. He says, where are you getting this from? I told him, Shoghi Effendi, in light of guidance. Look at it under the guardianship. It says, regarding the 4 and 20 elders, as Master has stated in a tablet, they are the Bab and 18 letters of the living, and 5 others who will be known in future. So far we do not know who those 5 others are. That's what he says. This is 5. Shoghi Effendi says 5, I said. He said, yeah, but Shoghi Effendi didn't want to talk to the people in the West that there was another one selected by Abdul Baha. This man built the first Baha'i temple in Ashgabat, somewhere in Russia, in Turkmenistan, I think. So he was the cousin of the Bab, therefore he became an elder. Abdul Baha stated that he is. Therefore, the Bab, 18 letters of living 19, and this new guy is 20, there should be only 4. But why Abdul Shoghi Effendi says 5 still, not 4? Because he says there is a wisdom in the fact that the people of the West should have not known this. I said, that's irrelevant. It's just discrimination. Why people of the West should have not known that Abdul Baha chosen somebody else as an elder? What significance does it have? You think people of the West are not capable to understand that guy is also an elder? What's a big deal about that? He said, anyways, this is the decision of Universal Laws of Justice. There are 5. I said, well, it is 4. I told him there's another problem as well. You guys don't know. I've said this before to you. I don't have it here right now in front of me. But in a book called Asrar al-Asar, written by one of the hands of the cause, a big, huge guy, Mr. Fazil Mazandarani, is kind of like a dictionary. Under the letter H, he brings the name Hadi Ghazvini, which was one of the letters of the living. There Baha'u'llah calls him an imposter. He tells him that you are the H, your letter H stands for hell. He says to him, you're happy, and Bob is crying from your attitude. You know, Baha'u'llah completely calls him an infidel because he joined the arch enemy Baha'u'llah Azal. Huge covenant breaker. I said, there you go. One of those 18 letters of the living was a Babi, but it never became a Baha'i. He broke the covenant. He could not make it as a Baha'i. He remains a Babi, a letter of living, but not an elder. So this fellow could not be transferred to the religion of Baha'u'llah after the Bab as an elder. He was cast off. So Abdul-Baha replaced him with this new one. Therefore, one is gone, one came, remain again 5. He said, where are these things? I gave him the page number of the book and everything else. It's on my website, a book called Final Episode of the Covenant of Baha'u'llah, the book that I wrote later, I tell you. So I said, I don't know. Is this the reason I'm misguided? He said, okay, let's stop this, rhetoric. You just bring a letter from Universal House of Justice to say that Abbas Ali Temuri, you are not an elder. I will thank them forever. This is on my shoulder. This is a religious matter. Abdul-Baha called me that. The only way I can let go of it is that Universal House of Justice says that you are not. Why can't you get this? Is that too difficult? I have wife, I have kids, I have money, my book is in the printing. I've got everything that I want. I don't want to be this elder business. But I cannot, my conscience feels that I'm deserting. Can you ask Universal House of Justice to help me out here? He said, you're that sincere. I said, man, how sincere you want me to be? I put it there. I'm obedient to Universal House of Justice. He said, okay, you're right. The letter says that you are misguided about the elders, but doesn't say you are not an elder. I will get a letter to say you are not an elder. Is that the final deal? I said, it is the final deal. All right. He goes back. Comes back with another letter. You know what is the letter? The original letter was 17th July 1996. He brought another letter, which is actually the same letter, identical. This letter, the same thing, 17th of July 1996. The same letter.